I'm not going to say anything, although some of you guys are reading out of your book. If I do something like this, what does that tell you?
Parallel.
That those two lines are parallel. And if I do this, what does that tell you?
Those lines are parallel.
Those are parallel. Notice that on one side I only had 2 red arrows, and on the other side I had 4 red arrows. I'm letting you know which lines are parallel to which. Does that make sense? I know when I say that stuff it sounds silly, but sometimes saying stuff silly helps you to remember it. So now this is line L, this is M, and this is line P, and this is Q. And according to your textbook, this is angle 1, angle 2, 8, 4, 6, 7, 3, and 5. And they want us to give you the measure of each angle. Oh, they tell us one thing. This angle right here, this right here, that angle right there is 105 degrees.
What's that little thing in between the 1 and 2?
An 8. Clearly that's an 8. A perfectly drawn 8.
Triangle.
That's better now. All right, so what I need to do is I need to figure out the measure for angle 1, the measure for angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, angle 6, and angle 7. Now, if you use all the formal definitions that Mr. Adams told you, you might get confused as to the alternate interior angles, the exterior angles, or alternate exterior angles, same side interior angles, corresponding angles, or, now we can use the informal definition. What's the easy Adams label?
Big and small.
Big and small. So I've got 105. What is this?
Well, that's pretty small.
It's a big, right? And then the, what would the small angle be?
75 degrees.
Where'd you get that?
Because 180 minus 105.
Yeah, so she said that the big plus the small has to add up to 180 degrees. Since my big angle is 105, then the small angle, or it's 105, then the small angle must be 75. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
We are going to do this problem with ease. Angle 2, big or small?
Small.
Small, so what is it? 75. Angle 1, big or small?
Small.
95. Angle 3, big or small?
Big.
Big, 105, right? Angle 4, big or small?
Small.
75, right? Angle 5, big, 105. Don't worry, I'm going to go back and do the formal stuff. But angle 6, big, 105. And angle 7, big. All right, we'll start with angle 7. If this is my angle right here, and angle 7 is 105, how do I prove that? What do I know about the angle that they gave us and angle 7? What kind of angles are they? Yes? Vertical angles, and what do we know about vertical angles? They're congruent. All right, good. Cooking with gas so far. Now, what do we know about angle 6 and angle 7? Okay, you haven't memorized, but I heard it corresponding. They're corresponding angles. What do we know about corresponding angles? They're congruent. So that would they would equal the same, right? We're doing good so far. What's the relationship between angle 7 and angle 5?
They are alternate or exterior.
Alternate, exterior, congruent. You know what else? The given angle of 105, what is that to angle, or I mean, what is that to angle 5 itself? Corresponding, which are congruent. So we got the double whammy. We proved that twice. Think this is a game?
What about
All right.
angle 8?
Angle 8? Oh, we didn't do angle 8. Is that big or small?
It's big and it's corresponding.
Yeah. Yeah, and she said, and that's corresponding, which is true.
Wait, corresponding to what?
It's corresponding to 6, right? It's corresponding to 6. Well, yeah, and then because 6 corresponds, so they're all congruent.
Double whammy, Elena?
Yeah, well, you can, but we haven't proven that yet. You haven't learned that yet, so we're just going to work with what we know. Okay, but that's a great observation. All right, so let's do angle 4. What's angle 4's relationship to angle 6? Supplementary y, linear pair. Wow, you guys are so smart. You must have an awesome geometry teacher. Okay, angle 3. How do I prove angle 3? There's several ways. Alternate interior, perfect. It's an alternate interior to the angle that was given, right? Congruent. All right, angle 2. What's that? Linear pair with 8, right?
Yeah.
So they're supplementary. Phew. What about 2 and 1? Vertical.
Wait, where does how is 3 alternate interior?
It's the alternate interior for this right here. And that was given to us as 105. So here's 3. It's on the interior, right? And then on the alternate side of the transversal is the measure 105. Right? So if I were to separate that, this is angle 3, this is 105. They're alternate interior angles. It's a little cluttered in the drawing, Mr. Adams did.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense now?